Hey guys, in this lesson we would understand how to find the midpoint of a line segment. We know if we're given a line segment, midpoint means the middle point of the line segment. So if this is the line segment, this is called the midpoint of the line segment. And there is a formula to calculate the midpoint. The formula uses the two endpoint coordinates. So if you're given the endpoint first coordinate as x1, y1 and second coordinate or the second endpoint is x2, y2, then the midpoint is going to have coordinates xm, ym. Therefore, to find out the x coordinate of the midpoint, we would just take the average of first and the second endpoint, and average is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Similarly, to find out the y coordinate of the midpoint, we would take the average of y coordinates of the two endpoints. Therefore, the coordinate of the midpoint would be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let's do an example question to understand it better. Let's say we're given the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment as -3, 5 and 2, 0. We are supposed to find its midpoint. What do we do is, we make this line segment using these two endpoints. This is -3, 5. This is 2, 0. And we are supposed to find its midpoint. That is going to be somewhat here. We know the midpoint is represented as xm, ym. Therefore, the xm value would be equal to -3 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to -1 by 2. Similarly, we can find out the y coordinate by taking the average of y endpoint coordinates, which is 5 plus 0 divided by 2, and that is equal to 2.5. We can write this as -0.5 if we want to write it as decimals. Therefore, the midpoint is going to be equal to -0.5, 2.5. And this is how we write down the midpoint when we are given the two endpoints of a line segment. Let's say now we are given a question. If one endpoint of a line segment is given to us as this, and its midpoint is given to us as this, we have to find its other endpoint. Let's make this line. Let's say this is our line segment. One endpoint is given to us as 3, -2. The other endpoint is what we are looking for. So we are looking for x1, y1. And apart from this endpoint, we're also given the midpoint of this line segment. So we are given the value of xm, ym, which is equal to -1, 4. Now, how do we work in the opposite way to get the other endpoint is, we know the formula for xm coordinate is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. However, in this particular question, we are given xm, that is this, and we're given x2, that is this. We are looking for x1 value, so we would substitute the givens first. In place of xm, we will put -1. x1 would be left as is. x2 would be 3 divided by 2. All we have to do is just isolate x1. So we would move everything on the other side, 2 multiplied by -1. And here we are left with x1 plus 3. This is -2. Then we move this 3 over. We would be able to get -2, -3 equal to x1. This would give us -5 as x1 value. Similarly, we can find out the value of y1 by using ym formula. We know ym is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Ym is 4. Y1 is what we are looking for. And y2 is 2. The whole thing divided by 2. Now we are solving for y1. Therefore, y1 would be equal to 8 minus 2. That is equal to 6. Now the coordinate that we are looking for, or the other endpoint, is -5, 6. And we can write that here, -5, 6. And this is our final answer. And this is how we solve different types of questions when we are given the midpoint and the endpoint is unknown, or we are given endpoints and midpoint is unknown.